the Carrim Charity Trust is what we basically launched this month. It's actually the charity wing of the family, and obviously the charity wing of Carrim Holdings, which is our holding company which owns all the subsidiaries, so all the companies working in the group, from the retail business to the distribution to manufacturing and ultimately to the real estate business. So we formed this, or at least that's the vision of our late chairman, to form this charity trust. So we have a formal charity wing for the group and for the family. Ultimately, it's when Mr. Carrim passed away, a lot of his assets were left to charity, and obviously it was a testamentary trust which had to be done, and we had to actually ensure the continuity of the trust.
Structuring the trust that you guys have launched this month would obviously mean that you guys would get involved in charitable work, and
Sure.
which is exciting. We as a foundation are absolutely delighted that you guys were on board with us. A bulk of our donation registry. Let me just tell you about how Badisa Daycare Center came about. Last year we did a Mandela Day charity event at the 8 to 10 community, but what we did is we gave away clothes, and it's such an impoverished area that it left us in shock. We could not believe we're in South Africa and there's still communities like this, and that's how we fell in love with Badisa, with the 8 to 10 community. Sorry.
Sure.
So we then thought we should use them again next year. The Zolega Mandela Foundation was a thought, not even a thought, was a destiny that was bound to happen, and it happened at the right time this year. But its work in progress has been going on for the past 2 years. So we thought that, considering the foundation is taking its form and really ready to be launched, we need to do something for Mandela Day, and we don't want to do something that is a once-off. And a once-off would be painting and leaving. A once-off would be giving away clothes and leaving. It's not empowering the community.
Continuity.
Yeah. And which is Zolega is really passionate about, because the foundation has 3 pillars: road safety, breast cancer, women and youth. And all those 3 pillars speak of her personal experience and journey as an individual herself. So when we looked at the Badisa Daycare Center, we assessed the area and we saw what they needed. We decided to do a similar concept to the gift registry or wedding registry that people usually do, and we did a donation registry. When you guys came on board, you definitely took a lot of weight off your shoulder. The bulk of what the daycare center needed comes from you guys. And looking forward to Saturday is from the donation that comes from you guys. The success of Saturday is from the Carrim Foundation. There is also various stakeholders that really came on board and pushed this thing moving forward, and we really are honored.
All right, good morning everyone. All right, a very good morning to you all. First, I'd like to acknowledge our distinguished guest, Ms. Zolega Mandela and her team, and extend a warm welcome as we celebrate the annual Mandela Day. It's an exceptional day that we get to honor the great deeds of Ntate Mandela and his life work and carry the torch with good deeds. I'd like to thank Carrim for making this event possible. Without further ado, I call upon our Managing Director, Mr. A.B. Carrim, to give a brief background on Mandela Day and the Carrim Group.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Good morning, our respected team here today, our respected Zolega Mandela, heads and teams of Tshwane FM, respected NGOs, fellow directors, managers, and members of the Carrim team on the special day of Mandela Day. It's a day early though, eh? How fortunate are we that we're in the position to give, no matter how big or how small, whether it's time, effort, or commitment. That's true Mandela spirit. Mandela International Day is a day where we give back to the less fortunate. Could be 67 minutes of your time, could be 67 great ideas which could make a difference in the life of the less fortunate. As I was just telling our Honorable Zulekha a few minutes ago, in the Islamic faith we believe you should give till it hurts, then you know you're giving correctly. Mandela Day brings back memories of our founder and chairman of the Carrim Group, Mr. Ibrahim Carrim, who founded this group in 1964 with very limited or almost no resources. It was a very hard start, as we all know, in the apartheid era. He grew up without a dad, without a father. He was forced to leave school due to financial issues. And that's why Mr. Carrim was so passionate about giving and educating. Today we acknowledge our brothers and sisters from Palestine, whose dignity has been violated on a daily basis. Up to now we're seeing the siege in Gaza. Our prayers are with them. And as Madiba said, we are not free until Palestine is. Thanks to God Almighty, the Carrim Group has been involved in various educational institutes and charities nationally. Today is rather a very special, or this year is a very special Mandela Day. Firstly, it's the holy month of Ramadan, where we believe, and I'm sure it's common knowledge, that all Muslims believe that it's a month of charity. The holy month of Ramadan, as said by God, is the month of the people. Secondly, it's our 50th anniversary. This year marks the 50 years of the existence of the Carrim Group. In this month, we also launched the Carrim Charity Trust, which is a vehicle that will be used to fund various charities nationally. And yes, of course, Mandela Day, which actually reminds us that things has to be done. We at Carrim believe giving back to the community is important. It's actually more important than us having our 3 meals a day. We thank our teams nationally for assisting us to deliver the vision of our founder, our chairman, Mr. Carrim. Great guys, welcome to Carrim. May God's mercy and blessings be upon you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. Would like to obviously extend our gratitude to the Carrim Group, especially for acknowledging the work that we're trying to do with the Zolega Mandela Foundation, which is in support of causes that are quite close to my heart. I'm sure quite a lot of you know about my losses that I've suffered in the past. Losing my daughter to a drunken driving accident, which has lended one of the pillars of the Zolega Mandela Foundation, which is road safety awareness, as well as breast cancer awareness. Being a breast cancer survivor and an activist, quite passionate about using my life and my story to change the lives of other people. We're also quite passionate about bringing about the promoting health and wellness in women and highlighting the dangers of drug and alcohol use in the youth, given my history with drug and alcohol addiction. It's really such an honor to be acknowledged for my role in society, and that is really using my life to remind people that it's not too late to change theirs, but most importantly that they have the power within themselves to make a difference in somebody else's life. So it's really such an honor, sir, to be here, and with the likes of yourselves, it truly is such an honor. I will then hand over to you to say a few words.
First of all, thank you to the Carrim Group. Mandela Day is obviously special, not because we are mandated to give, but because it's all our responsibility to give. And Mandela Day is just a reminder that we need to support each other. We need to invest in the futures of those that will empower us in the future. And our Mandela Day initiative will be a success having the Carrim Group being part of the main sponsors. And we truly thank you guys and are humbled by the support that's come from you guys. We hope that today will not be the last day that we meet, and would find avenues and ways of working together in empowering the community, in empowering ourselves, and in making the world a much better place. Thank you very much.
Hi people and welcome. Nice to see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces. Look, the Mandela Initiative, we have been involved in a lot of social development in the past, and what we say is we need to take this through to a different level and get everybody who is affiliated to us, who's with us, to be part of this wonderful project where we can all make a difference in somebody's life. Right? One of the first few organizations we're going to be calling is the Shwane Home of Hope. The Shwane Home of Hope is like a few of the other organizations that has been a non-profit organization, as well as they've been striving to. The Shwane Home of Hope has been organization that have been striving to improve the lives of destitute people. The next is Precious Pearl. Precious Pearl again is another foundation looking after the little young ones. You know, these children are always the most precious. The name is very Precious Pearl. They are truly pearls, and obviously they are the most vulnerable in our society and community. I'd like us to all to give a hand to one of the representatives from Precious Pearl for the outstanding work they've been doing. Leboang Orphanage has been in existence for some time now, and obviously, like all other non-profit organizations, they have been doing outstanding work. Thank you. We really like to thank you. So we as contributors and being part of the Zoleka Mandela Foundation, we can go in and check the progress and what have they been doing. Besides, after Mandela Day, that's where we need to get involved. That's where we come in and have a look and say, what has been the progress so far? Anything else we can help with? And it's not necessarily just building material, even if it's time, energy, effort. That's what they're looking for. If we can go and spend a Saturday afternoon, 2 hours at an orphanage. You know, it's actually this weekend that went by, we went through to one of the informal settlements, and I promise you it was eye-opener for our children as well, because they can see and obviously use the opportunity to be grateful for what they got. Thank you, man. We really appreciate it. Our next organization will be Oliver Note Bosch Disability. Oliver Note Bosch is actually a place on the outskirts of the west of Pretoria. You know, it's and Oliver Note Bosch has been one of the informal settlements that has grown and just grown, you know. And we've got also one of our ladies who reside in Oliver Note Bosch, and that would be Stefina. Yeah, come through, sir. Okay, from Oliver Note Bosch Disability, I forget your name.
It's Madog. We are
Yeah.
Oliver Bosch Road. It's in partnership. We are in partnership with the Tshwane, and we identified Oliver Bosch Road, and we are the motorcycle.
Excellent. Yes, I'd like Stefina to issue the voucher together with Zoleka. And the next time you see the bikers whizzing past you, you must know the bikers have also taken a concerted effort in the Oliver Note Bosch Disability with the purple rain bike. Thank you, ladies. You all are many of the unsung heroes, you know, the people that's working behind the scenes and making sure these organizations moving a step better, and these are the ones that making a difference in everyday lives. We would sincerely like to thank you, and we would again like to extend our warmest welcome to you, as well as our partnership going forward. Thank you. Okay, and this is a small token of our appreciation. Over and above there's a list of material that we do have ready there for you. So again, this is to Zoleka Mandela Foundation, and we wish you many, many more years of active participation in community projects like this. This function is a very nice to have, good to have, but we need to understand the work being done behind this project. You know, besides being a publicity thing here is there's more to it. There is people that require the help. And again, it's with the help of people and foundations like the Zuleka Mandela Foundation partnering up with people who are earnestly want to make a difference, like the Carrim Group. We welcome you and we wish this is for many more years to come, that we build our relations strength to strength. Thank you.
I was quite intrigued to learn you're busy with the school, which I was briefed on earlier. It's the containerized schools. Tell me a bit about that project.
It's still a daycare center that
Oh,
we're
you said
talking
it's
about.
yeah.
All right,
It's a
okay,
daycare
great.
center, yeah.
Okay.
It's I think, Slav, you can just...
Yeah, you know, it's a home to 3 women who are teachers at the center. We're looking at about 55 children who share who share 2 containers. This place is really quite desperate, and I think, you know, the whole point of our involvement is to ask people, or rather to give people an opportunity to make it easier for them to empower themselves, and to not just empower themselves but to sustain themselves. And so I think we've been so fortunate to have so many you know, of our donors just, you know, really pouring in with their contribution to the center.
Sure. It seems that it's focused around education as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that is actually a passion that we have. You know, it's sorry if I may just come in, you know, instead of just giving a person a fish, you give him a fishing rod.
Yeah.
And ultimately this is sustainability, because I mean this child coming out of here in a few years from now, you want him to go, or her to go out and be a real success, and actually go and assist another home.
Having corporates like you guys on board, it makes it a lot more easier, and it really sums up of what a human is, and we really need you guys, and we're happy that we're on board today, and we look forward to greater work with you guys, and not just work, visibility as well, in terms of what we are doing, in terms of how you guys are helping, in terms of how we're working together. That what is important. People need to know. We need to advocate what we're doing. We need to really
And create more platforms for them to contribute to their society. I think that's the whole point.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Very, very important. No, but great. We're very, very intrigued. We're very interested in the projects that you that you do, and as we said before, we're very, very keen in getting more involved, and we must thank our operations director and our GM for putting this entire thing together. And yes, it's a start to the future, as we say.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It is.
Definitely.
It is.
Yeah.